Yeah, in football it's all possible, and
En football, tout est possible.
if you have a small chance, it's better than no chance.
C'est mieux que d'en avoir aucune.
So we have to use this small chance.
On doit utiliser cette petite chance.
But we need the 3 points, that's clear.
C'est clair, on a besoin de 3 points.
Maybe it's also a draw, but
Peut-être aussi match
we
nul.
don't talk about draw.
Mais parlons pas de match nul.
Or it's not a joke.
C'est pas une blague.
So if when I start with my players, they know I'm always honest and direct.
Toujours honnête avec mes joueurs.
And if it's in a mathematic possible,
Si mathématiquement c'est possible.
we have 2 ways it's possible, but this is a
Il y a
small
deux
chance.
chemins qui sont possibles de manière possible.
And
Donc
in
c'est
my
une
whole
petite
life,
chance.
if I have a small
Dans
chance,
ma vie, c'est toujours une petite chance.
I will took it, and it's not a
Je vais
story
la
what I
prendre,
talked.
c'est pas une histoire.
It's my honest words.
C'est mes mots honnêtes.
But if we talk about now the small chance, last
Si on parle
season
d'une petite chance l'année passée aussi.
we take the second place for Champions Leagues on the last
Cette
game.
deuxième place pour la Ligue des Champions au dernier match.
The chance was almost 0,
La chance était presque 0.
but our supporters went to Akbu,
Et nos supporters sont allés à Akbou
support Akbu.
pour supporter
They had a
Akbou.
draw.
Ils ont fait
We
match
won
nul.
at home, and we was on a second place.
On a gagné à domicile pour
So
la
now we
deuxième
know the
place.
results in far. We know how we have
C'est
to
le
play,
résultat au phare, on sait comment on doit jouer.
and it's a small chance. And
C'est une
we
petite chance.
talk about Al Ahly.
Et on parle d'Al
So-
Ahly en face.
If you talk about now Al Ahly, about the squad,
Je vais parler de l'équipe.
they signed just in the winter break now
Et pendant la pause
almost 4
hivernale,
million euros for transfer
ils ont
fees,
payé presque
players.
4 millions de transferts de joueurs.
They have players on the field, experience
Ils ont
from
des
the
joueurs
keeper.
d'expérience
I don't know how
terrain,
much Champions League games he had,
du gardien, je sais pas combien de
but all Trezeguet or whatever they can call the names now,
Et tous ces joueurs, on peut donner leur
they
nom.
have a really experienced player, and this
Vraiment des
is
joueurs de
for me
grande
one of the
expérience.
best club, in maybe the biggest and the best club in the last
C'est
years.
le plus grand et la meilleure équipe des dernières années en Afrique.
But we saw also the last game in the league.
J'ai vu aussi le dernier match en
This was a
championnat.
draw. They are behind in the moment in the first place on the table.
Derrière la première place dans leur classement actuel.
But we cannot say now we beat easily Al Ahly.
On peut pas dire qu'on va gagner facilement cette équipe.
But a chance is always there in football.
Mais en football, il y a toujours une chance de le faire.
And if we have a small chance, it's better than I sit here and
Si
say,
on a une
we
petite
don't have a
chance,
chance.
c'est mieux que je m'assieds ici que de dire ici, il n'y a pas de chance.
I'm not an Instagram guy.
Je suis pas quelqu'un d'Instagram.
So, but in this week, I find now a message to our supporters.
Mais cette semaine, j'ai trouvé un message pour mes supporters.
And I heard now we have almost 7,000 or 8,000 tickets sold.
J'ai entendu que maintenant, on a 7 ou 8 000 tickets vendus.
So you ask me now, I trust, I believe on my
Vous me demandez
team.
maintenant si je crois en mon équipe.
Yes,
Oui.
but I will see now how our supporters trust and
Je vais
believe
voir
on
maintenant
us.
comment nos supporters croient en nous.
Because Al Ahly is the biggest club in the country.
Parce qu'Al Ahly, c'est
And
la
if we
plus
have
grande
10,000
équipe dans le
people
pays.
here, how you can win against this
Avec,
team?
ce nombre de
We
supporters
need
là,
our
comment
performance,
on peut
but we
gagner
don't have
notre
the 12th man.
performance, mais on n'aura pas ce 12e homme.
And let's see how many supporters comes now. Then I
verra
will see
comment ils vont venir.
which guys trust and which guys believe on the
On va
win.
voir quelles
We
personnes croient en
or the supporters.
cette victoire, si
Let's
c'est
see.
nous ou les supporters. Et on verra.
Now, first, it's not necessary if you
Premièrement, c'est pas nécessaire.
analyze now how the results have to be.
Si on
Then it's
analyse comment
also
les
a
résultats
possibilities we come out with a draw.
C'est
We
aussi
have also a
possible
small
qu'on
chance,
sort
smaller
avec
than
le
before, but
Match nul. C'est
it's
petit,
also a
la
small
chance.
chance. But you are right. This is one of the best teams in the last
C'est raison,
years,
c'est une des meilleures équipes des dernières années.
and we prepare our team
Et on a préparé notre
so
équipe
much how it's possible for us to prepare. We
au
have now
maximum de ce qu'on peut faire.
new signings.
On a des nouvelles signatures.
They have to come in. They have to understand
venir,
the
dans
conditioning.
notre
They
équipe,
have to understand
comprendre, la
the
condition
game model.
physique, comprendre le modèle
And
de
we have
jeu.
now maybe 4 or 3 training
On a
sessions
peut-être 4 ou 3 entraînements
without recovery
sans la
to improve,
récupération,
to bring or adapt the system for our
adapter
team.
le système pour
So
notre
it's
équipe.
not easy in this short time,
C'est
maybe
pas facile
1
dans
week,
cette courte période, en une
to
semaine,
can bring players directly on a field
d'amener les joueurs directement sur le terrain.
against Champions League teams like FAR
Une
or
équipe de la Ligue des Champions,
Al Ahly.
comme les Phares
So,
ou la
but we
Al
have
Ahly.
also players in our squad.
On a aussi
They
des joueurs dans cette équipe
did in the last week a good job.
qui ont fait du bon travail les dernières
But if
semaines.
we analyze all games, it's not
Si
the
vous
game model
analysez
It's not the system.
C'est pas le modèle de
It's
jeu ni le
just what we
système.
talked before.
C'est juste ce qu'on a parlé avant.
It's our chance, what
C'est
we
notre
missed
chance,
if we can
les
score.
occasions qu'on a ratées, qu'on n'a pas pu
And this
marquer.
is in football the biggest case, you know.
Ça, c'est le plus grand cas en football.
Without goals,
Sans but,
no chance. Without
pas de chance.
chances, no goals.
sans occasion. il y a
But in
pas
the
de
most
but
of
aussi.
time, we had the chances
La
to
plupart
score.
du temps, on a des occasions de
But
marquer.
this is also football. Sometimes
Mais c'est aussi le
the
foot
strikers or the offense player don't know how I shoot a goal.
où les joueurs offensifs
If you
savent pas
ask
comment ils ont
now
frappé au but.
Kachaba from far,
Si vous demandez
this
l'attaquant
was
du
his first
Phare
shoot on the goal.
qui a marqué,
He get this ball directly on the right point on the
il
feet.
a reçu le ballon
And
dans
he
la
can
bonne
score.
position sur son pied pour
If it's
marquer.
1 centimeter maybe
Si c'est un
in
centimètre
front,
peut-être
he shoot over the goal.
peut-être qu'il frappe au-dessus du
But
but.
this luck you need also. We can
cette
now
chance
talk
aussi.
it's a quality or it's a luck.
Faut
It's
demander
both.
si c'est la qualité ou la chance.
And our
C'est
players,
les deux pour moi.
The most of players, not the young players, or the most of
Mais la
players
plupart des joueurs
show
chez nous,
us they have the quality.
Ils nous ont montré qu'ils ont la
But
qualité.
in the moment we have to work more than before
Et maintenant, on doit travailler plus qu'avant
about these chances to score.
par rapport à cette chance pour marquer.
So if we analyze the last 10 games,
Si on a
you
les
can
10 derniers
win
matchs,
in the most of time all games.
la plupart du temps, vous pouvez gagner tous les
And
matchs.
tomorrow, if you play a Champions League like in Far,
Si vous jouez avec des
if you
champions
analyze
comme un
Far,
Phare,
how many chances they have to
regardez
score
comment
against
Phare,
us
ils ont eu
away.
l'occasion pour marquer contre nous à
So we stay
l'extérieur.
compact, we
On est
go
resté
forward,
compact, on est allé de l'avant.
we have in the end of the game more chances to score.
En fin de match, on a
like
plus de
Phare.
chances de marquer qu'eux.
So, but we don't score, and if you score
On l'a
first,
pas fait.
you have now 3 points more on your
Si vous
account.
marquez en premier, vous aurez 3 points
And
de
then
plus
we talk
avec
about
vous.
maybe another result,
Et on
and
parle
we have
peut-être d'un
another
autre
chance.
résultat ou une
But
autre
that's football.
occasion aujourd'hui.
But the players want,
C'est
the
le
players
football qui est
try,
comme ça. Les joueurs veulent,
and
ils essaient.
we as a staff we prepare our squad
Nous,
how
en
we
tant que
can,
staff,
how good
on
we can
prépare
do it.
notre équipe, comment on peut
So,
bien
but
faire
we have
demain.
always last week's was Sa always injured, and
Sur
we
des
have
joueurs
sick
blessés
players.
comme Sarr ou
Now it's
malades.
tomorrow. Maybe Mamri will missing the
Peut-être
game
Mamra va
because he
rater
have
le match demain parce
last
qu'il est
week
blessé.
he
La
tried
dernière
to
semaine,
get
il a essayé
the performance on the field
d'amener
with
la performance sur le
small
terrain
injuries.
avec des petites
So
blessures.
players don't eat sometimes
Les joueurs mangent
pills
pas
for pain or get
les
injection for
médicaments
pains.
pour,
We have a
la
small
douleur
squad,
ou les injections. On a une petite équipe.
and we have to improve the new players. They have
On
to
doit
come
améliorer
in.
les nouveaux
So it's a
joueurs
lot
qui
of
doivent venir.
things what disrupt us in
Il y a
the
beaucoup de
last
choses qui nous
weeks,
perturbent les dernières
months.
semaines ou mois.
You know also a little bit what's
Vous
going
savez
on or
aussi
what's
ce qui se
happening in the
passe
club. So
dans le club.
it's not easy for us, but the club,
C'est pas facile pour nous.
even also presidents and sport directors
Si le
and
président, le directeur
general
sportif,
managers what here
le manager
worked,
général,
they do all what they can.
Ils ont fait tout ce
So,
qu'ils
and I
pouvaient.
don't want to be a guy was searching for
je ne
excuses.
peux pas être quelqu'un qui cherche des excuses.
We don't win the games. We have the
On ne gagne
responsibilities.
pas les matchs.
We
Il y a la
work,
responsabilité.
We have the responsibilities, good or
Travail, la
not good.
responsabilité.
In the
bien,
end, it's
pas
always
bien.
the results. But the
Et à la fin, c'est
performance
toujours le résultat et la
from the team
performance
was not bad,
de l'équipe n'était pas mauvaise.
not always the best.
Pas
but
toujours le mieux.
We go to El Ahly back. The last performance was
On est
also
revenu
not
sur
good.
Al-Ahly.
They played also a draw in a Champions League.
Sur eux, leur dernier
They
match
played a
aussi,
draw
ils ont
in
fait
the-
match
in the
nul
league.
en championnat
So,
et en Ligue des Champions.
But in the end of the day, maybe they stay on the top,
Mais en fin de compte, ils restent
on the table, I guess,
en haut du classement, je pense.
because the quality in the end of the day is always
Parce que la qualité,
in the
en fin
table
de
you
compte,
can see.
on peut toujours l'avoir
So
sur le
we do
tableau.
what we can. We improve the squad.
On fait ce qu'on
We
peut, on
improve
améliore
these
notre
players
équipe.
what we had,
On améliore les joueurs qu'on a.
and we're looking forward. And we don't talk
Et
about
on regarde de
negatives.
l'avant, on ne
All
parle pas négatif.
in this club was before in and now in. Even the players what
Tout le monde était
leave
là
the club.
avant et tout le monde
This,
est là maintenant. Même
these
ceux qui ont
peoples what
voulu
leave the
partir,
club in the last weeks,
ceux qui ont
last
parti les
months.
dernières semaines ou mois
It's a part of our success.
font partie de ce succès.
But if we analyze now the last 6 months, we
Si vous analysez les
we
6
lost
derniers
almost,
mois,
I guess, 16 players.
je pense qu'on a perdu 16 joueurs.
Not alone of us.
Pas nous
The
tout
players
seuls.
won't leave.
Les joueurs veulent
So,
partir.
and then we have to improve a new squad
Et on doit améliorer une nouvelle équipe.
without pre-seasons and without
Sans
a
pré-saison.
lot of training sessions
Et
because
peu
of the
d'entraînement.
games in a row and so on.
Il y a beaucoup
So,
de matchs qui
But
s'enchaînaient.
all what he was and worked here, we have to say
Ceux
thank
qui
you
étaient
because
là et travaillent,
we play
donc
Champions
merci.
League.
Parce qu'ils jouent la Ligue des
And
Champions.
last season, no one expected we play Champions League. Now we play the
Passé,
Champions
personne
League,
s'attendait à jouer la
and
Ligue
I
des
know
Champions,
now
maintenant on
the
le
focus
fait.
from the supporters. We
Et
play
je sais
bad in
que
the
les
league.
supporters
Just for
pensent qu'on joue mal
information,
en
if we win
championnat.
our next 2 games and we have the same games in the league,
Pour information, si on gagne les 2 prochains
stay on the
matchs dans le
second place.
championnat, on peut être deuxième avec le même nombre de matchs.
if we have a small chance against Al-Ahli,
On a une petite chance contre Al-Ahly.
then we have also a chance next week we
On a aussi
stay in a
une chance
quarterfinal.
d'aller en quart finale la
Why I
semaine
have to
prochaine.
speak now negative before we play the
Pourquoi je
game?
dois parler négatif avant qu'on joue un match.
So then I have to go to my players and say, we don't have a chance,
Et à
they
mes
are so
joueurs,
big,
leur dire qu'on n'a pas de
and then
chance.
we cannot win.
Et après, on pourra
So
pas
if the
gagner.
club and the supporters and the team is one,
Si le club,
and
les
think
supporters
about
et
on one
l'équipe sont
target,
un seul et pensent
we
au
can
même
do
objectif,
something.
on pourra faire quelque
but
chose.
if we have 50%, no problem,
Si on a 50%
bad,
comme ça,
all bad, then we
tout est
don't have a
mauvais.
chance.
Et là, vous
And
avez
this
pas
is
de
the things
chance.
what I explain my players. You ask me, what do you say to
Ça,
players?
j'ai expliqué à mes
I'm
joueurs.
always positive.
Je suis toujours
If I
positif.
1-0 behind, if I 2-0 behind,
Si je
I
perds
know
1-0,
in 90 minutes you
2-0,
can shoot 2 goals.
Je sais comme
Sometimes with luck, sometimes with quality. You need both.
La qualité et la chance.
But never I will give up. If I go to a match, I won't win the match.
Je veux toujours gagner les
And
matchs
I
que
work
je joue.
not less like before, I work
Je travaille pas
more
moins
like
qu'avant,
before.
mais plus qu'avant.
Even also the discussion outside, how we play, how we
C'est
try, how we
discussion
train or
extérieure,
whatever.
comment on s'entraîne,
That's all
comment
stories
on
and
joue.
rumors. No one have the
Des
real
histoires et
information.
des rumeurs, personne
It's
n'a
all
les vraies
rumors.
informations.
But doesn't matter what they say outside. I'm in a focus with my
C'est
staff
égal
and
ce
with my
qu'ils
team.
disent dehors, je suis
And
concentré avec mon staff et mon
Not all
équipe.
players I can say it's always in because some
Pas
players
tous les
don't play
joueurs sont
upset. I
vraiment
understand this.
Dedans, certains sont
But
énervés, je comprends ça.
80-90% of the players, if you have in your circle,
90%,
and for sure we have this in our circle, and we get the performance tomorrow on the field
et vous verrez la
with
performance
exactly
demain
these
sur le
players,
terrain avec ces
then we
joueurs-là.
have a small chance we can
On
win
aura une petite chance
against a big
de
team
gagner contre une
in
grande
terms
équipe.
of the players on the field with experience.
En termes de
I
joueurs et
explain this
d'expérience
in this
sur le terrain.
sentence because I don't want to speak after.
J'ai déjà expliqué
Yeah,
que je
you
peux pas
make the
parler après
other
le
team
match.
speak. No, the players have
Les
more
tests
experience
équipes
like
grandes
our
après le match. Ils ont
players.
des joueurs plus
That's the
d'expérience que
truth.
nous, c'est la vérité.
But it's not always the result.
C'est pas toujours le résultat.
We had a chance.
On a une
We have a
chance.
chance, and we take this chance, this small chance.
Et on va
And
prendre
if the
cette
players with
petite
me in the
chance.
dressing room, they will feel it, and they feel it before, and they
Ils
feel
vont
it
le
also.
sentir avant et après
So that is the
dans le
message,
vestiaire, et c'est ça
clear
que
message to the outside.
on donne comme message clair à l'extérieur.
First, the supporters expect always, if you work in club like
Donc les
GSK,
supporters, quand on travaille dans un club comme la JSK, ils attendent toujours à ce que vous gagnez
expect all games you have to win.
tous les matchs.
This is not the only thinking in support in terms of supporters
C'est
in
pas
the
la seule
world,
pensée des supporters dans le monde,
but we have to be realistic.
mais il faut être réaliste.
First, you cannot win all games.
Premier, vous ne pouvez pas gagner tous les matchs.
I can't remember a long time ago which coach, which team
On me
win
rappelle
all
il y a
games
longtemps
in the
quel
league.
coach ou équipe a gagné tous ses matchs en championnat.
The second is, yes, we lost players,
Oui, on a perdu des joueurs.
and these players help us a lot.
Ces joueurs nous avaient beaucoup
Last
aidé
season.
la dernière saison.
Quality players, but we signed
Il y
also
avait
new
la
players,
qualité, mais on a signé aussi de nouveaux joueurs.
and we have to work with these players. The
On doit
club
travailler
said
avec
not.
ces joueurs.
You said Berkan, Kusi, Ivan, whatever, Amrish or whatever. Some players
C'est-à-dire
decide
qu'elle
to
avait
go.
dit, ces joueurs-là qui ont certains, ils
We
ont
can
décidé
do
de
nothing.
partir.
The
rien
sport
faire.
director, the general manager, even the president can do nothing because it's in the contract.
Directeur, sportif ou le président, ils ne pouvaient rien faire sur ça parce que c'est dans leur contrat.
The club try what they can to hold these players here.
Le club a fait ce qu'il pouvait pour garder
But
ces
if you have a
joueurs-là.
contract and in the contract is something written, you
Dans
cannot
le
change.
contrat, s'il y a quelque chose qui est écrit, vous ne pouvez pas le changer.
So what we can do is we find new players,
Ce qu'on fait, c'est trouver des nouveaux joueurs.
and we find the players,
On les a trouvés.
and we don't have the players in the first weeks is not available because
Les
of
joueurs n'étaient pas
Arab Cup.
disponibles aux premières semaines parce qu'ils étaient en coupe arabe.
They come back in last week. We
Dans les
signed
dernières semaines,
the last players for our team in the last week as well.
on a reçu des joueurs après les derniers matchs.
So we
les premiers
played
matchs, pardon, aussi.
without preseason.
Ils ont joué sans
We
pré-saison.
don't play before we start with the starting lineup, one
Ils ont jamais
test
fait un
game.
match avec l'équipe qui commence en
So
match
this is
amical.
all small points what we have to improve, how we
Tous
can
des petits
improve a
points qu'on
team.
doit améliorer pour
without a
améliorer
pre-season.
l'équipe
But
sans une pré-saison.
This it was there. So we have to work. We cannot say no, we have to stop the work. We work.
On peut pas dire qu'on arrête de travailler.
And then it's normal if you have young players, new players, they have up and downs.
Des jeunes ou des nouveaux joueurs.
Yeah, we have players like Malki, we have players like Tish, we have players like Achrib. They play. Achrib is 20, 21 years old.
Comme eux, et Achrib, par exemple, il a 20
and
ans.
if you want a player improve, then you know these players have up and downs, and the same is sometimes with old players have up and downs. If you can give me names in the whole world in football, which player plays 30, 40 games in a row, same performance, I don't know really which players have this performance all games. So we have to accept as a coach and as a supporter, as a club, players have also up and downs. If you go to Real Madrid, Mbappé, in the first time, the supporters, they don't like him. They say, what is this for player? 2-3 months later, he was an amazing player. He scored all goals. The supporters love him. So that is football. And we know this. If the players don't understand my system, then we change the system. And if we talk about a system, and if you talk about, especially now in Champions League, if you don't have chances, then it can be a quality or can be also a system of problem, conditioning problems. But again, if you analyze now the last games, and in Champions League it's not possible, you can get 10 chances, 8 chances, 5 chances to score. The quality is like if you play against MCA, CRB, you don't get a lot of chances. And in Champions League, it's sometimes the concentration and the quality of the players higher than maybe sometimes in the league. And the focus is in these games much higher than in the league, because this is a group stage. It's a step maybe in the quarterfinal, and it's not 30 games, it's just 3-4 games what you have with qualifications. And that's the reason it's not easy to find always a solution in terms of the scoring. But if you see now the games, the first game in Al-Ahli was not good, but you have also a small chance you can shoot the second goal, and then it's a draw first. But they was better than us. But in football, you have to analyze the games, and if you have chances, if the system is working with these players what you have, then you have to continue. If not, then we have to change the system. And this is not a problem for me. I can play also in other systems. So, but if you play then another system, the next question will come, why you change your system? You have enough chances before. So you can do in these situations, you can do what you want. It's always bad. It's always wrong. The only solution what you have, and the right answer is win the game. And this is the right way. You have to win the game. And this is what we try. And if I have the feeling, or I cannot see, we can play through, we don't have chances, then I change my system. But in the moment we don't have the results, but we have the chances to score, and we have to work, continue, and we have to give our player trust. And if you believe and you trust the whole team, then you can get the results. If you speak about now Berkan, Kusi and so on, they was also in the first week here not good. This player is shit, bring him out, let him go, we don't work with this player. And now our supporters is asking for Berkan, oh Berkan, good, oh he lost Berkan, like us, same feeling. So this is the changing whatever is in football. If you bring performance, if you score, the supporters will love you. If you have no results, doesn't matter, you are a good coach, not good coach, good player, not good player. You have to perform. This is the things what we have to understand all. Football is a match of results. And with results, with positive results, you can make supporters happy. And then the supporters is coming and support us.
Et ils vont venir et nous supporter.
And if we don't have results, I understand the supporters is upset.
Je comprends.
That's the normal way in football.
C'est le chemin normal en football.
Last question, please.
We don't talk about now decisions from our owner. So our owner have the rights. He can do all.
Il a le droit de faire tout ce qu'il veut.
This is football.
C'est le football.
So, but I think it's for me it's not the point to speak about this in a press conference in Champions League. It's a decision we have to accept. And I said it before. All guys what worked here with us.
Je dois le dire avant, tous les gens qui ont travaillé avec nous
was
ici,
successful.
Ils ont eu du succès.
And we don't forget this what they did.
On n'oublie pas ce qu'ils ont fait.
But now it's another time, and
maintenant c'est un autre moment.
We have to accept it.
On doit accepter
and we have
ça.
to work, continue. This is our job, our responsibility about this club, and we will do tomorrow what we can to get a good result.
On peut pour avoir un bon résultat.